first child was born, she was 10 pounds and she wasn't breathing. She fought for her life with a strength and an intuitive sense of destiny. She was brought to me with her eyes open, curious, searching for truth. I named her Sekile, which in Swahili means peace and beauty, which couldn't be any more appropriate. Sekile comes from a family that stands up for what is right and is expected to exercise integrity and pursue wisdom, and who invest their creative talents into building community and raising hope. My daughter, Sekile, is worthy.
When my son Elijah was born, the world grew brighter like the coming of the dawn, and his joy and laughter made my heart overflow. Elijah comes from an extended family that helped him grow into an incredible young man, and they see his loving heart, compassionate spirit, brilliance, and artistic talents. My son Elijah is worthy.
When Royce was born, he was a gift from God, a precious jewel, a golden ray of sunshine, light of even the darkest shadow of my heart. Royce comes from a Christian family who serves the Lord and cares deeply about people, community, and well-being of family and friends. My son Royce is worthy.
Black Lives Matter.
When Terrence was born, I instantaneously understood the deepest and highest level of love. I knew the earth shifted on its axis, bringing forth the brightest sunshine. Terrence comes from a family who is rooted in the belief that family comes first over everything except God. A family who honors each child as a unique gift and a special person, sent here with a purpose. My son Terrence is worthy. He is worthy.
Black Lives Matter, honor my daughters. Black Lives Matter, honor my community. And when you honor me, I honor you.
When Shamari was born, I cried. I knew I had helped God laugh. Shamari comes from a family who embodies the strength of trees, stones, light, and water. And her light is but a fraction of what she is crafting it to be. Yet it is still worthy of the sun's admiration. My daughter Shamari is worthy.
She is worthy.
My son Homer is worthy. A family who believes in the authenticity and power of words and creative individuality. And we believe in the lineage and the blessings of our great-great-grandfather. His first love were pen and pad. My son is worthy.
He is worthy. When Tiante was born, I knew the truth of the power of miracles and phoenixes that rise a second time. I knew the truth of the power of the purest love was capable of multiplying doubly, if not infinitely. Tiante comes from a family who is rooted in tradition, who believes that family comes first over everything except God. A family who honors each child as a unique and special person sent here with a purpose. My son
environment was harsh, with jackhammers so loud that the room shook. Corporate medicine hadn't a moment to spare for a pure soul being brought into the world. I was numb to the violent reality, in a daze, having just witnessed the miracle of birth. Her eyes looked so peaceful that they put me at peace. I whispered a prayer in her ear. My daughter Jehan is worthy.
When Victor was born and later joined our family, we felt responsibility and care and love for him. In his difficult time and unfortunately family life through, we didn't know his name. His name and his personality is forever etched on our hearts and minds. Victor comes from a foster family who cares and loves the forgotten, misused and abused children. Our father's son, Victor, is not only worthy of a family and love and respect, but also being treated as a human. Black Lives Matters.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
When Bobby was born, the miracle of his birth and his fight for life became his greatest testimony. Bobby comes from a family who believes in praying together, laughing together, and creating memories together. My son Bobby is worthy. Honor my son Bobby.
Young and black in America is sometimes synonymous with dead. An interaction with a cop, racism rears its ugly head. But still, I live the best way I know how. Young and black in America, I wear my crown. Young and black, talented and gifted, better synonyms. It's easy to be beautiful when your skin is laced in melanin. I am worthy of tender love and care. I am worthy from my feet to my hair.
Yes, you are worthy.
From New York to Portland, from Egypt to South Africa, from Eve to all the women that came after her. Young and black in America, let's hope our males live. Let's hold them and love them, give them all we can give. I know I am worthy, I know I am loved. I know these gifts were bestowed upon me from above. So, I am young and black, even more reason to shine and to be comfortable in the skin that is mine. Thank you.
When Malachi was born, the heavens opened up and sang a sweet song of miracles. Even at 4 pounds and 6 ounces, he is a fighter. He is different, not less. Malachi comes from a family of strong Igbo warriors who are determined, strong, and fearless. Malachi will not lose, for his name is written among the chosen ones. He is nonverbal, but he has so much to teach the world. My son Malachi is worthy, autism and all.
When Jonte was born, I knew the world would never be the same. A star was born, and I knew he was destined for greatness. Jonte comes from a family who believes in the power of prayer and to follow your heart and dreams. But remember to always put God first. My son Jonte is worthy.
When Aaliyah was born, my heart expanded as wide as the ocean and as deep as the sea. Each beat her little heart danced, I knew that she was the one who creates life, was real and accessible. Aaliyah's name means to ascend. Aaliyah comes from a family who believes she can reach her destiny and full potential, and believes she will find her uniqueness, live out loud the meaning of her name, and display her God-given beauty, giftedness, and brilliance to the world with no apology. My daughter Aaliyah is worthy.
When Aaron was born, he was so precious. We love to see him smile each and every day. He brings us joy and makes our heart glad. A God-given gift, the best we've ever had. Aaron comes from a family that appreciates the twinkle in his eye. With every day that passes, he is so loving, so giving, a heart full of gold. He will always be our baby, even when he is old. Aaron is worthy.
Greatness. He exudes the role of a great leader, full of confidence, determination, and compassion. Joshua comes from a family who believes love is the ultimate key to having a successful relationship, and who shares joy, intelligence, and hot cocoa while cuddling his powerful beyond measures. He is powerful beyond measures. My son Joshua is worthy. When Prince Arazine Naim was born, we prayed for God's continuous blessing, courage, wisdom, and faith to nurture him to travel confidently into the direction of his dreams. He is empowered by those whose shoulders he stands on to navigate the trials and tribulations of life. Believe with every breath that you have the power to create a purpose-driven life. Prince Aarons comes from a family who is bonded and connected through an affirming cultural blanket in everlasting love, perseverance, and determination to endure his journey of life. Be proud of the color of your skin and your direct connection to Africa. Surpass the limited expectations of the world and media and let them witness as you elevate to the crystal stair. Our son, Prince Aarons, is worthy.
When Ananias was born, she came out of a strong force, and I gave her a Hebrew name, Amitzah, meaning strong and courageous. Ananias comes from a family who was resilient, with one side survivors of the Holocaust and the other survivors of West African Civil War. Resilience is in her blood, and she will endure whatever life gives her. My daughter, Ananias, is worthy. Honor her.
When Malcolm was born, the music of Sweet Honey in the Rock filled the room with his syncopated rhythms of hope, just as my walls announced his entry into our family, community, and world. Malcolm comes from a family who cherishes education and service, a line of social workers, teachers, and suffragists. He dreams of going to MIT or Yale. He wants to be an engineer, to build things like his uncle, and to be able to buy a house and a car without the weight of the world resting on his shoulders. My son Malcolm is worthy. Honor him.
2,000 miles. We traveled 2,000 miles to be in Ferguson. About 20 of us from Portland went there 3 weeks after a tragic loss, a death of Mike Brown, our black son. We came there with the names of black sons and black daughters we lost here on our tongues. Keaton Otis, Aaron Campbell, Kendra James. And we were met with hundreds of people from cities across the country who had their own names, like internal epitaphs they had to share with us. And we went out in community, thousands of us. We filled the streets, and our voices for justice filled the air. Hands up, all of us together. And what stood with me the most, what really stayed in my memory, was walking down any street in Ferguson. You saw a crowd of young black sons, black daughters. They saw you and they put their hands up. That's what they've learned. They've learned that their lives don't matter. We're here to change that. We come back to our communities now with the work going on to nurture the worth of our black sons and daughters. Just over a year ago, I became an uncle, a first-time uncle to Dominic Daniel. He was born into a world that isn't ready to love him. He was born into a family despite the abuse, despite the struggle, believes and lives resilience and love. And that love, that resilience is in this room. And it's our call to make that happen in our community. My nephew, our nephews, our nieces, our sons and daughters, they're worthy.
They're worthy. They're worthy. When Adrian was born, I never knew a child could be so beautiful, so full of joy bubbling over right from the womb. Adrian comes from a Christian family who serves the Lord and cares deeply about people, community, family, and friends. Adrian is worthy.
When Monique was born, her eyes were wide open, eager and ready to discover. We knew she was going to be special. Monique comes from a family who values faith, trust, and education, but most of all, love and care for each other. My daughter Monique is worthy.
When Amaya was born, I could not help but wonder what I did so well for God to bless me with such a beautiful gift. I never thought I could love someone so much the way I love her, unconditionally. I am honored to be the mother of this smart, beautiful, loving little girl. Amaya comes from a Christian family who supports each other's dreams and aspirations with love and prayer. We are all firm believers that with God, anything is possible. My daughter Amaya is worthy.
BJ was born. I knew he was destined to be a leader. BJ comes from a family who is rich in love and support. He is a teacher to all and a gatekeeper to our future. He loves God, family, and our community. My son, Brian John Lynn, BJ is worthy. On my family and filled us with joy. Ariel comes from a family who has many talented personalities, but when we're together, we are unified by love, music, and laughter. My daughter Ariel is worthy. Ariel is worthy.
When Leah was born, the umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck and threatened her life, but she survived. Her eyes were wide open and she was perceptive. I knew she'd be a survivor and would possess a quiet strength. Aaliyah comes from a family with parents and siblings who share her initials. A family who love God with all their hearts. Family, church, and community are what matters. Aaliyah, aka Lele, is worthy. Honor her.
When my granddaughter Layla was born, I was there and felt the love of a grandmother, like my mother. She is my precious ladybug. Layla comes from a family of honor who will honor and love her deeply. My granddaughter Layla is worthy.
When Cedric, aka Tiger, was born, I was young, scared, and immature. Cedric comes from a family who honors integrity and lives by these 5 principles: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. These principles matter, and we are a human race. My son Cedric is worthy.
free expression, ingenuity, observation, and understanding. They strive and live in a way that honors that upbringing. My niece, Kendra, and my nephew, Terrell, are worthy. Honor them. We would like to thank all of the artists, including Miss Tanisha Manning, Canfield. She's going to lead us through this last song, and I'll thank all of our sponsors and invite you for more participation, so hold on. Black Lives Matter, honor our sons. Black Lives Matter, honor our daughters. Black Lives Matter, honor my community. And when I honor you, I honor me. Black Lives Matter, honor my sons. Black Lives Matter, honor my daughters. Black Lives Matter, honor my community. And when I honor you, I honor me. Black Lives Matter, honor my sons. Black Lives Matter, honor my daughters. Black Lives Matter, honor my community. And when I honor you, I honor me. So I need some feedback from everybody. We've been Did you guys hear the mic try to give me some feedback? The mic was like, yeah! The mic was like, yeah! Y'all don't let the mic get your praise! So, wasn't that an outstanding event? Well, there's some more. We actually have buttons to give away because we definitely want not only your clapping feedback, but we love any evaluations we have available. We want to thank our sponsors and community-based endorsers, which are Regional Arts and Culture, the University of Oregon's School of Journalism and Communication, Black Parents Initiative, Boys and Girls Club of Portland Metropolitan Area, City of Portland Youth and Violence Prevention, International Center for Traditional Childbearing, Urban Teen, Journey to Freedom Project Foundation, North by Northeast Community Health Center, Urban League of Portland, Urban Mommy, and of course, Youth, which stands for Youth Organizing to Help Organized and United to Help. So don't forget to take your posters that are in the back. If you all submitted a poster for your niece, nephew, child, neighbor, someone that you love, make sure that you take that with you. If you didn't get a chance to submit one, we actually have people available in the back to help you with that so that you can also get a free poster that was supported by one of our sponsors. We have buttons. Renee is going to hold up those buttons. Her website's on the back there. These posters are actually going to be made into a quilt and I believe a book. So make sure you're part of it. How easy would it be to just participate and to praise your child? All again, thanks to all the videographers and musicians and anyone that helped out this evening. We appreciate it. We definitely appreciate all of you for coming and bringing your children. Here's Renee to close it up.
I want to give have you guys thank you to Sunshine, who was our MC for tonight. And I'd like to bring up all of the poets and the dancers and the videographers and the photographers, those who were a part of this project. And I also want a special invitation to Adrienne Cruz. I would like to bring her up here. She is one of our community treasures. And my sister Linda, who was very instrumental in trying to organize this. This took a lot of work organizing, y'all. And I just wanted to thank her. So I want to bring up Adrienne over here. For these buttons, anyone who turns in an evaluation, because this is important, we need to know from you and to be able to communicate this to our sponsors, whether this is something that you guys enjoy and whether this is something that we want to continue every year. as a way to honor our children. So we want to make sure that you fill one of these out. Anyone that fills out gets one of the set of buttons, the Black Lives Matter button with the chants. And also make sure that you take a photo. We got 2 amazing photographers over there who are just ready to take your pictures, and those will be put together in a quilted book. And this is Adrienne, she's hiding over here. But she's an amazing artist, and she has no voice, she said. But if you've seen her art in the North Portland Library, she's a quilter. You've seen her art along Alberta Street. This is very much across the street. You see that building painted? These are all things that this woman has done over the years to try to build up Black art in our community. So Adrienne, as a quilter, is going to take some of the family photos and put them together in a book that will be available in our community, just to let people know we honor our Black children, we love our Black families, and to add to the conversation that's happening, something very, very positive and just Black baby loving, as Rochelle said. Who are you? So, I would like to make sure that you also know that you're invited to stay for the concert that's going to happen. I want Sequoia to raise her hand over there. Sequoia, can you wave your hand? Yeah, so she has all of the evaluations, and we will take these buttons to her table, and you can get one when you fill one of those out. Please make sure you take your posters. We got more than 100 of them. And we want to, if you have filled one out and you see one for your child, please take it with you and frame it and just be able to love on your children. And Shalonda, you are also one of our poets. I want to make sure you get honored as well. We can thank Shalonda for participating. Hashtag the event. Make sure you guys post on Facebook. My Black sons are worthy. Hashtag. Please stay for the concert. Thank you so much. I thank you all of you who participated. Love you so much.